From a pricing perspective, your decision will be based on your cost structure as well. If you look at the summary statistics, auctions generally convert at 18.71% at an average selling price of $3.51. So if you scroll down to the pricing widget, you can actually have several paths to take. A, you can lowball competition by listing with a start price of 99 cents and probably expect a sell-through percentage of higher than the 18.71% above, but you will probably have to monitor which price the item will close at. Or B, you can price the item higher than average and assume a sell-through percentage that will fall below the 18.71%. Whichever pricing strategy you choose, we recommend you monitor the results accordingly and make adjustments in real time. Also, we recommend you calculate the level of profitability at different pricing points, assuming a fixed sell-through percentage. For the purposes of the demo, let's go back to the Sell Your Item form and fill in $4.99 as the starting price. Now it's time to select the listing duration. Terapeak can be of great help in selecting the duration as well. Let's go back to the product report for auction listings and scroll down to the duration widget. You can see here the clear winner would be the 7-day auction listings. The 7-day auction listing commands a far superior average selling price of $5.87, probably about $2 to $3 more than the 1 to 5-day auctions, and let's not factor in the 10-day auctions as these are probably outliers. Even though the 7-day auction transacts at 20% sell-through percentage versus 15, 23, and 33 above, is still higher than the average of 18.71%. Furthermore, if we wanted to delve into details, we can rest assured that our cost structure will be optimal for the 7-day auction. Why? Let's look at the sell-through percentage for 3 days. It's about 23%. So let's assume that is about 25%. So that means it takes 4 listings to sell one item. Whereas if you look at the 5-day listing, it takes 3 listings to sell one item. And then if you look at the 7-day listings, it takes 5 listings to sell one item because of the 20% sell-through percentage. So therefore, if we assume that each listing costs 25 cents in insertion fees, that means that the 7-day listing will command probably 25 cents to 50 cents more in costs in terms of eBay fees than either the 3-day to 5-day listings. So even if we were to subtract 50 cents off of this $5.87, it would be $5.37, which is far superior in terms of revenue than the 3 to 5-day listing. So let's go back to the Sell Your Item form and select 7 days as the right option. Next, let's take a look at scheduling a start time. I'd like to reassure you that scheduling your listing is absolutely worth it for auction format listings, as majority of bids occur when the listing is about to end. So when we go to the Terapeak page, let's look at the various start times. You can see that's broken down by hours, and generally the sell-through percentage ranges anywhere between 20 to 27%. So that's probably at most a difference between an extra listing worth of cost, or 25 cents, because 20% is 1 in 5 listings and 25% is 1 in 4 listings. So again, at most, the variation is 25 cents worth of cost. So therefore, the most important factor we'll look at is the average selling price. You can actually see when scrolling down this time of day that the selling price is very high. From 12 a.m., actually we look at it, 11 p.m. all the way to about 5 a.m., 6 a.m. It hovers around $4 or so. And this is probably because of lack of competition. There aren't that many people listing here, and you can see that the volumes are significantly lower. For example, 1 to 2,000 listings that are being launched here versus peak hours. You'll see, for example, in the AMs, when people wake up, there's about 7 to 8,000 listings versus the PMs, there's 7 to 10,000 listings when people get off of work. So one option would be for us to list during off hours or when there's limited competition for higher selling prices and overall profit. And then also for the volume play, we might want to select something like 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. or something like 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. when people are getting off of work for a good balance. So for the purposes of this listing, let's go back to the sell your item form and schedule a time. We'll probably schedule from 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. So this would allow us to go to the next step, which is selecting the day of the week. And when you go to the day of the week, you can see that they're pretty much hovering around the same sell-through percentage. However, the average selling price would be relatively higher on Wednesday at $3.72, but a difference of probably 1 to 2% sell-through percentage. So basically our optimal choice, the clear winner, would be Wednesday. So we'd probably select 11 to 12 p.m. sometime, and because it's a 7-day listing, we'd probably select the nearest Wednesday. A 7-day listing would end next Wednesday at about 11 p.m., and that would yield our highest selling price and the highest sell-through percentage mix to generate the better profit for us. Finally, Terapeak can also help suggest which listing promotions to use. Let's scroll to the bottom and click Continue. And here you'll see that eBay gives us multiple options to purchase or invest in listing upgrades, claiming that these listing upgrades will help in our exposure and therefore help in our average selling price and profitability. There's no way to tell until we put this to the test or actually review historical data on Terapeak. So let's go back to the Terapeak software. So bear in mind, on average, again, the selling price is $3.51 and the sell-through rate of an auction is 18.71%. So let's now scroll to the listing promotions widget to find out which listing promotions or listing upgrades can truly benefit us. Let's take a look here. So you can see the ones that truly stand out include the Buy It Now service. A lot of people use Buy It Now upgrades, and they improve sell-through percentage by probably 12 percentage points, which is significant. And also people purchase subtitles and schedule their listings. So there's one way to tell whether or not these are worth our money. So let's go back to this Excel file we created earlier and enter in these real scenarios. So before we saw that auctions converted at 18.71%, and then on average their selling price was $3.51. And let's just assume our product cost is $1 here to make sure that we're profitable and this market is worth entering into. So now we would have to decide whether or not we want to purchase certain listing upgrades. So if you look at, for example, the Buy It Now scenario, with Buy It Now, our sell-through percentage would improve to 30.4%, and the cost of Buy It Now listings are around 5 cents per listing. Let's go back and enter those numbers. 30.4, and then listing upgrade fees would be 5 cents per listing. So if you look at this listing upgrade field, you'll see actually 16 cents being tacked on because our conversion rate is, our sell-through percentage is only 30.4. So it takes 3 listings with Buy It Now upgrades in order to transact this item. So you can see that our profit per item is 61 cents or 17.5% gross margin. This versus our previous scenario, which was 18.71%. So this versus 27 cents profit per item at 7.6% profit margin. So it's obvious here that purchasing buy it now option will improve your profitability. So that's definitely a go. And you could go about and test other options such as subtitles or multi-category listings and etc. and run them through the same litmus test to make sure that it's worth your investment and that it produces a positive return on investment. This concludes our listing strategy suggestions from Terapeak regarding auction style listings. Once we're ready, we can scroll to the bottom and click the List Your Item button to upload an optimized auction listing. But wait a minute, we didn't forget about fixed price listings. Fixed price listings operate under a completely separate set of rules. Before delving into the statistics, it is important to note that unlike auctions format listings, fixed price listings can have longer duration and support multiple quantity per listings. Furthermore, the insertion fees are fixed, no matter the price of the item. These unique characteristics inspire most top sellers to seek to move volume via these long duration fixed price listings. So now let's refer back to the Terapeak software. And this time, we filtered specifically for fixed price items. Scroll to the top, you can see under the average price, it's now $5.72. The sell-through rate is now 41.75%, significantly different than auction-style listings. And if we scroll through the widgets, we can learn which Terapeak suggestions or which widgets matter to affecting the level of exposure for our fixed price listings. Scroll down, the day of the week and time of the day are not very significant since fixed price listings are long-term and long duration. But what does matter? So when we scroll down, you can see that duration matters. Most fixed price listings are 11 plus days. They're either 30 days or GTC listings, which sport a higher than average sell-through percentage of 56.25% and a healthy average selling price of $5.70. So if we were to look at other attributes that matter, they would include listing promotions. Clearly, you can see that the one that stands out, besides the no feature row, which majority of listings use no feature, is the subtitle. Subtitles are used by a minority number of sellers. However, the sell-through percentage that it yields is 88.41% higher. That's pretty significant. It's especially cost-effective or valuable because fixed-price listings have long duration. So that means you have additional real estate to describe your item in search results. And it only costs 50 cents to $1, depending on which eBay site you list to. So after looking at this fixed price product report, it's clear that we should select long duration fixed price listings, and also subtitles we can consider as well because they might be beneficial to our sell-through percentage and our sell volume. This actually concludes our suggestions for fixed price listings as well.